Thank you for watching Little Saigon TV. We're back with Denise Davis, the Emergency Management Coordinator for the City of Westminster. Hi again.
Hi, how are you?
Good. I want to ask you about the CERT program, because recently I translated a press release sent out by the Westminster Police Department, and on there it mentioned that we're going to have a workshop on October 16, which is a Friday, and Saturday, October 17, October 23rd, and October 24th. Can you tell us about CERT and what is it about?
Oh, absolutely. I'd love to. So CERT is, it stands for Community Emergency Response Team. This was a program that was developed by Los Angeles County Fire Department after the Whittier Narrows earthquake, when they realized within minutes all of their resources were used. They were on calls and helping other people, and they were receiving more and more calls. And the fire department thought, we need to train people to be able to help themselves during a disaster. And they came up with this program, and that was in the late 1980s, I believe, and this program has been in effect since then. So Westminster belongs to something called West County CERT. And it involves the cities of Westminster, Buena Park, La Palma, Cypress, Seal Beach, and Los Alamitos. So 6 cities joined together to teach their community members what the CERT team class teaches. And that teaches emergency preparedness, medical operations, it teaches search and rescue, it teaches disaster psychology, team organization, and fire prevention and suppression. And so the class is a 20-hour class. It is certified by the Federal Emergency Management Agency. So if you attend all 20 hours, you get a certificate that is certified by FEMA. And we break up that class in a Friday evening and then all day Saturday. And that we do that over the course of 2 weekends. Now other classes, other cities teach 1 night a week for 6 to 7 weeks. But we have found that people kind of like to get in there and learn and then go home. And so it's harder sometimes to have that over a course of 7 weeks. People always seem to miss a class. But if it's just 2 weekends, they can usually plan ahead to attend that.
I would love to assign one of those classes. So.
Oh, it's really fun. Because you get to do a lot of hands-on things. When we say fire prevention and suppression, we actually light fires, and we give you a fire extinguisher, and you go get to practice putting out a fire. So it's hands-on, because if you've never done it before, you'll hesitate, and so it's better to practice. We do search and rescue, and that includes rescuing people out of a building. So we teach you how to lift bodies, how to lift people to get them out. And sometimes we do a 2-person lift or a chair lift, and you practice those during the class. For medical operations, we teach bandaging and to stop bleeding, and then after we teach the class, we break the class up into small groups and we give you bandages and you wrap each other up like a victim.
Sounds fun.
And so it's a lot of fun, and you get to meet people from other cities and learn together, and so it winds up being fun.
Yeah, it'll be building up a camaraderie, basically.
It does. Now, another aspect of that program is that through West County CERT, you can join up as a volunteer if you want to. And then they do projects to help people for disaster preparedness. Just recently, they did a program where they installed smoke detectors in mobile home parks and in apartment complexes where people didn't have smoke detectors. So CERT members that wanted to volunteer got together and they went out and they did those community projects. They also do things like sandbagging during flooding, during heavy rainstorms, and we have El Niño coming, so we will have sandbagging projects where people will go out and bring sandbags to people that can't sandbag themselves or don't know how, and they'll place sandbags to help keep the water out of their homes.
How often are those projects anyway?
They try and keep them going so that they can keep the volunteers busy. So I don't know that they have them once a month, but they keep them going once every couple months or so. They'll come up with a project, try and keep the teams going so they can get out and help people. So if you're the type that likes to volunteer, that is possibility there for you that you can join up.
Yeah, everywhere I go, I see CERT team everywhere, you know, volunteering their time. And from the 1980s till now, did you see any kind of changes from the program?
You know, I think that maybe some of our technique has been refined, and we keep up with scientific studies, and we also keep up with codes like the fire code, the occupational safety and health code. So we keep up with laws and regulations as they are refined over time, and we teach people. First aid is changing. CPR is changing all the time. It used to be that you would give one breath and do 30 compressions, and that's changed. So we keep up with that. So in that sense, it's changed, but also in the sense of the community, that people are more willing to volunteer and help now, and people want to get involved in things. And so it's nice to have that program that people can get involved. And some cities actually have people volunteer during a disaster. They give them certain tasks to do. So CERT is that vehicle for disasters. The county also has a mutual aid program for CERT. Now, mutual aid is when you run out of resources and you need help from other agencies. And so there is a CERT mutual aid program. So if you join the West County CERT as a volunteer, you might wind up going to another city, helping them with something, even though your own city is fine. So it's in fact, the Federal Emergency Management Agency just awarded the Orange County CERT program, mutual aid program, with a big award. There was only, I think, 10 given across the nation, because no one had thought of that before, to have CERT mutual aid. Police and fire do mutual aid. They go across city borders all the time to help each other, but nobody had thought of that with CERT. But Orange County does do that. So
that's right.
So
I
you can,
that.
Yeah.
Awesome. And what if a person who wants to do more than basic training, can they do that within CERT?
They have advanced training through that CERT mutual aid program, where they will train you more in depth with medical operations and with search and rescue and with fire suppression, and they train you in different functions that are more advanced than the basic CERT training.
How does a CERT member maintain their skills throughout the program or throughout the years when they're involved with CERT?
Well, you can always come back to train and take additional training, but we also offer something called a CERT refresher training. And usually what we do is we set up kind of a little skills course where people will go and they'll have to put out a fire with a fire extinguisher, and then they'll go to another station and they'll have to show how to, do lifting techniques, or in search and rescue we teach how to do something called cribbing and shoring, and it's putting wood under maybe walls that have collapsed or something that's collapsed, and using leverage to lift those things maybe off of a person, or if your door is, has been moved due to an earthquake or something and you're locked inside, how do you get that door open using leverage and crowbars and things like that. So we set up those refresher trainings for people to come back so that they can keep their skills fresh. Yeah.
I noticed that there's a lot of adults in the program. Can even a minor under 18 years of age be participating?
I think it depends on the city individually, but yes, we've had a lot of parent and child people come and take that training, and as long as the parent is present with their child, then that usually is okay. They might sign a waiver or something, but yes, I believe firmly that children need to be trained in everything: CPR, first aid. If you're swimming in a pool with other kids and one of them drowns, who's the first person there? Another kid.
Right.
So you want to train your children as well, and giving them the skills to know what to do during a disaster will take away some of the fear, because they'll feel empowered to know what to do.
Right. And is there any physical ability required for this kind of program?
We really leave that up to the individual person. There are things that you do, lifting, squatting, bending, and so if a person says, I have a back injury, I can't do that, then we don't make them do that. But they've been there, they've received the training. If something happens and they still can't do the lifting, they can guide someone else to do that during a disaster.
So for more information, how can I reach you or the CERT program?
There is a website. It is westcountyscert.com.
You want more information on the CERT team or the City of Westminster, please visit our website at www.westminster-ca.gov. Thank you for watching.